it's me, Sasha Denbright, and welcome to episode 6 of You Call That Targeting? My gosh, we got a lot to cover, and we're going to get right into that trash. Right into it. My gosh. Football is just a crazy sport. I mean, it gets crazier and crazier every year, it seems like. But some crazy stuff happened. We're going to try to cover some news. We're going to get on with the recap of last week. So I didn't get a lot of picks right this past week. And so I pretty much sucked absolute nads with my picks. The ones that I got right was Georgia over Kentucky, which Georgia just beat Kentucky like a redheaded stepchild. I thought today, I was like, my goodness, they torched Kentucky so bad. Kentucky should just change their name from the Wildcats to the Kentucky Fried Chickens. Because, my gosh, Georgia just destroyed them. Not even close. Another pick that I got right was Baylor beating BYU. Yeah, not shocked there. BYU kind of lost the wind out of their sail when they lost to Boise State the week before. And then I did pick my upset pick. I picked Purdue to beat number 2 Iowa. I saw that trash coming. Iowa had a trash offense. I mean, one of the most trash offenses in the nation, and somehow they were number 2 because they just happened to win a few, big games or whatever. I knew that trash offense would catch up to them, and that's what happened. But man, it is time to eat my words, and we got a lot of them. So it's time to eat my words. I picked Florida to beat LSU. LSU just destroyed Florida. I'm talking about just run a counter trap up the middle, and Betty from the nursing home could have got her walker and walked through there and picked up 20 yards. My gosh, Florida's defense was nowhere near it. Terrible. I had Arkansas beating Auburn. That didn't happen. Auburn, they can't make up their mind if they're good or not. One week they're good, one week they're not. Trash. But Bo Nix played good, and Auburn got the win on the road. I picked Texas to win at home against Oklahoma State. Guess what? Texas has a big lead. Then they just drop an absolute heavy turd. And Oklahoma State comes back and wins that game. And then, well, that's it. That's all the ones I got wrong. I was going to keep reading because I felt like I had about 83 wrong games. Because it was such a terrible week for my picks. I might sound a little stuffed to the max. I mean, man, allergies have kicked my tush the last few days. So that's why I sound like this. I just sound so stuffy. My gosh, it gets on my nerves. Anyways, let's give away some awards. So my Sasha Denbright team of the week is the Georgia Bulldogs. I'm pretty sure I've gave them the team of the week before, and they just deserve it again this week. There ain't nobody that's competing with Georgia right now. I mean, you had Kentucky, you had Arkansas. I mean, all these teams that everybody, they're ranked. They're like, well, maybe we'll make Georgia look human. Psh, that ain't happening. Georgia's just blowing them out like a booger. I mean, just smashing teams. And it's not even close. Come on, somebody compete with Georgia. Anyways, congratulations, Georgia. They beat Kentucky 30-13. And now we're going to move on to my trash teams, starting with the Florida Gators. My gosh, when are you going to fire your defense coordinator? I mean, my gosh, this defense is terrible. I mean, it is just raunchy, nasty garbage. Oh my gosh. They gave up 321 rushing yards to LSU. My gosh. Next trash team, Texas. I mean, you have 2 weeks in a row, you have jumped up on teams and you look good and you just can't finish, man. I mean, they are just trash in the second half for the fourth quarter. They just throw games away. What a trash team. And then the next trash team is the Miami Hurricanes. I know they've been on this list before because they're garbage. pure, straight, nasty filth. And I mean, they can't do anything right down there in Miami. My gosh, trash. They lost to North Carolina. This is a team that lost to Florida State. I mean, North Carolina's trash, Florida State's trash, Miami's trash. Pretty much the whole ACC conference sucks nipples. My gosh, they're all terrible. But now we're gonna move on to my absolute trash team of the week. My absolute trash team of the week goes to the Iowa Hawkeyes. My gosh, like I said, I seen it coming. They were ranked number 2. They squeaked by on the win against Penn State. Well, congratulations. My gosh, they only win with defense. And so if you have to force 82 turnovers in a game just to win, I mean, it's going to catch up to you. And so when you have a trash offense, it's going to catch up to you. And that's what happened to them. So congratulations, Iowa Hawkeyes. You're trash. But we're going to do something a little different here today. And we're going to talk a little bit of news around college football. I feel like we don't really do that much. So I'm going to make time for a little bit of news, if there's big enough news to talk about. So I read today that Washington State fired their head coach and 4 assistants for not taking the vaccine. What trash world we live in that you're firing head coaches over a shot. I mean, come on. And I'm probably going to get flagged on YouTube for this, but that is just trash that we're having to fire coaches over that junk. My gosh. Trash. Next news I want to talk about. Did anybody watch the Tennessee Ole Miss game? I mean, I watched the end of it, and Tennessee didn't have a call go their way when it was obvious the dude didn't have a first down when they reviewed it. Tennessee fans apparently thought he had the first down, so they start throwing trash onto the football field. Or should I say they start throwing Tennessee on the football field because it's the same thing. They're both trash. I mean, the team's trash, the fans are trash, and the trash was trash. There was mustard flying everywhere. I heard somebody threw a fake leg on the field. I didn't see it, but I heard it. And I wouldn't doubt it with Tennessee fans. Absolute straight garbage. And I'm glad they lost the game. And I hope they lose every other game left because they're trash. But NCAA slapped them with a $250,000 fine. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, that's about what I make per podcast. So it wouldn't hurt me much. But man, I mean, that probably puts a little dent on the university. And then get this. They said that they were going to limit alcohol use at the game. It sounds to me like they needed to do that a long time ago. My gosh, Tennessee fans just suck. Next news I want to talk about, we're going to talk about Coach O, Ed Orgeron, getting fired. I kind of saw this coming at the beginning of the season, man. They lost the opening game, and I just figured Coach O wasn't going to make it. And he was like Gene Chizik, way back when Cam Newton was playing at Auburn. You know, he won a national championship because he had a good quarterback and just had the perfect team to win. And then he just showed that he sucked balls the next few seasons after Cam Newton left. The same thing happened with Coach O. I mean, he had Joe Burrow. They had just an insane defense, just a ton of NFL players and NFL talent from that team. And they just couldn't do it anymore. And so I kind of seen it coming. I feel bad for Coach O because I kind of like him. I feel like he fits perfect with LSU, and I felt like it was his dream job. And now he got that taken away from him. But, I mean, you got to win games. And he shouldn't have the only hot seat in college football. I mean, Dan Mullen is trash. I mean, he's just making up excuse after excuse for Florida. So, I mean, my goodness, if you're going to fire Coach O, you need to be talking about firing Dan Mullen. But anyways, so that's the news there. We're going to move on to the second part of this podcast. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Hi, my name's Dennis Fricks, and I'm the pastor at New Generation Baptist Church. This Sunday night, we're having a special youth service starting at 7 o'clock. We're going to have singing from Sasha and the Denbrights. They're going to lead us in worship. And at 8 o'clock, Sasha Denbright himself is going to get up and speak a powerful message to our youth. Everybody's welcome. We're going to have food afterwards. It's going to be a great time. So come join us at New Generation Baptist Church. I promise you won't regret it. Now let's get back to talking about some college football. Thank you, and God bless.
Alright, thank you New Generation Baptist Church for having me and my band. Yeah, we're going to get to work, and it should be a great service. So come check out our band, and yeah, I'm gonna try to talk to these kids and try to talk some sense into them. But anyways, we're gonna get on to the second part of the podcast here, and this is where we're gonna get into some questions. One of my favorite parts, and then we're gonna do something a little different at the end. I'm only picking my game of the week, my Sasha Denbright game of the week, and then I'm picking an upset pick. I'm not gonna focus a lot of time on picking stuff anymore. I feel like that's kind of boring. Like when I listen back to my podcast, that was trash. So I'm gonna do away with that. So we're gonna do things a little different, and so yeah, we'll get on to the game of the week here in just a little bit. But first, we got some questions to get to. So, question number 1 comes from Jollimore Jackson. If every team in the nation only ran triple option offense and nothing else, who would be on top right now? It's a pretty good question, because I want to say that like the teams like Army, Navy, Air Force, the teams that already run it would probably still be at the top, because they've been doing it for decades now. But a part of me wants to think like a team like Alabama or a team like Georgia that has just an absolute beast offensive line. I feel like those teams could, if they practiced it, and every team ran it, I think they would be all over it. And I think Georgia's defense would be able to stop everybody else from running triple option. So I guess to answer your question, I would probably still say Georgia would still be on top, because their running game's good, their offensive line's good, and their defense is just straight nasty. So, next question, Dank Jones. How about them Dodgers? Down with the Braves. Well, Dank Jones, this is what I have to say to you. First of all, this is a college football podcast. So I don't know what you're coming on here talking about, the daggum freaking Dodgers. But look, I am a Braves fan through and through, so you can be down with the Braves, but I'm down with you, Dank Jones. I'm down with you. I'm down with your mom, your dad, your uncles, your aunts, your grandma, your grandpa, your whole trash, stinking family is just dead to me. They're dead to me. I don't care. And with a name like Dank, they must have hated your guts as much as I do when they named you. You piece of trash. Get on out of here. Don't come back. Or I promise you'll be dead. Next question from Big Nick. Why are there no midgets in professional sports? I find this a disgrace. Hashtag Jesus take the wheel. Well, I don't know if the M word is the correct way to say that. So I'm going to say little people. I would say little people are not in professional sports besides wrestling. I think they do good in that. But I would have to say it has to do with their height. And I think it has to do with their well-being and their safety. If I had to say, I don't know why it's such a disgrace. Maybe you're married to one. I don't know. It's kind of a touchy subject. And I'm probably already going to be flagged on YouTube for talking about the vaccine. And now I'm probably going to be flagged for that. So who knows? I might get canceled from cancel culture this next week. And hashtag Jesus take the wheel. I think you need to change that to hashtag Jesus take this question and make it something better, because it was really a trash question. Next question from Dark Fart 73. Will Florida State salvage a bowl out of their absolute trash start to the season? Well, right now, Florida State's 2-4. they've been trash. I mean, they lost to Jacksonville State. They lost to Notre Dame. What kind of trash is that? They lost to Wake Forest in Louisville, which is kind of understandable. They barely squeaked by on Syracuse, and they beat North Carolina. Let's see. They got UMass left. They got Clemson. They got NC State, Miami, Boston College, and Florida. Well, if I was looking, I mean, I don't think they can beat Clemson. I don't see them beating NC State. I don't see them beating Boston College, and I don't see them beating Florida. I think that gives them 8 losses right there. And so, yeah, they're not going to make a bowl game. I mean, it would take a miracle. Florida State's nothing but pure, absolute garbage trash. But you know what? Florida's trash too, so they might beat them. You know? But I mean, yeah, I think their only winnable games really is UMass and what was the other one there? Crap, I lost it on my phone. Hold on, just a flipping. My gosh. Yeah, UMass and Miami are the only games that I feel like they can win, because they're pretty much straight trash. Next question comes from Brent Sewell. How do the trash Gators allow LSU to rush for 321 yards? Psh, hashtag Coach O is out. Yeah, we touched on both of those, and I don't know. I mean, Florida's defense, I mean, it was just gaping holes. I'm talking about, man, if it would have been me back in my high school days, my gosh, I would have rushed for 643 yards. That would be the number. Because I had one of the nastiest juke moves. I mean, I'm talking about one time I juked 4 guys out at one time. 3 of them had to go to therapy afterwards. They were not right. They were not right after that. I really messed them up. And when we got to play in the state championship and Coach set me out on a 4th and goal, and I was like, Coach, you got to put me in. I'm going to make that guy miss when we run halfback toss to the right. Which it wasn't called that. It was called I formation 26 toss. What was the play? And that was my money play, Brent. I'm talking directly to you. That was my money play. Alright? When I heard I formation 26 toss, that was it. It was a guaranteed touchdown from Sasha Dembright. And I don't care if you put Indomikong Sue on the other side, and I told him, hey, I'm gonna rush to this outside, they're gonna toss me the football. If you toss Sasha Dembright the football, I was gonna juke the absolute fire out of that guy. And I was gonna go for a touchdown. Brent, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm being straight up with you right now. I scored on that play. We ran that play probably 40 times in my career, and I scored touchdowns on 37 of them. I can't even talk because it brings back such emotions. But 37 times I scored touchdowns on that play. The only 3 times that I didn't is one time I was looking at a cheerleader. One of the times I broke my ankle in 3 places. And the other time, I saw a shooting star and decided to make a wish. And I wished for the perfect woman. And now I'm with Tig's mom. And so that wish came true. So it was worth me not scoring a touchdown. But anyways, yeah, I formation 26 toss was a guaranteed touchdown. I don't know how that goes with your question. I kind of got off into my own world there. But yeah, Florida's defense is just pure trash. Next question. Susie Tits McGorgensen. Yeah, she's back. Thank you, Susie Tits. If Florida gets any trashier, they will be able to take Earl's place in your band. You know what? Yeah, you're right. Earl is pretty trash. And I hadn't even heard from Earl since the whole incident in Athens. I hope he's doing okay. But yeah, I miss him now that you brought him up. And I'm going to have to give him a call afterwards. But thank you, Susie Tits, for the question. And Florida, like we've already talked, they are trash. And I feel you. So, oh crap, the pintos are kicking in. Oh my gosh. Anyways, It's hard to recover from that one. Anyways, we're gonna get on to my game of the week. So my Sasha Denbright game of the week is gonna be San Diego State at Air Force. And I know that don't sound like much, but look, there ain't much good football on this week. But this is number 22 San Diego State. They're 6-0 at 6-1 Air Force. That's right outside the top 25. I love watching Air Force play. And I'm going to pick them in my game of the week to beat San Diego State. I think it's going to be what did I just say? I think it's going to be an awesome game. And so that's why it's my game of the week. And I keep hitting my dang mic. I'm sorry. But, and now I'm going to get on to my upset pick. My upset pick, I'm going to pick Army to beat number 16 Wake Forest. And they're going to beat them like a drum. I mean, I think Army's going to rush for about 600 yards against Wake Forest. And they're going to just show them who's boss. So, I'm going with the game of the week. I got San Diego State and Air Force. And my upset pick is Army over Wake Forest because I am American and I love America. I love bald eagles. I love NASCAR. I love hot dogs. I love everything about America. And I'll probably go outside and grab my sub 2000 and start shooting 9mm in the air just because I love America that much. And I probably got some leftover firecrackers from 4th of July. And I'm going to go throw them out in the yard. And I'm going to salute my American flag hanging from my front porch because I got Army and I got Air Force winning this next week. So thank you so much for tuning into my podcast. I can't wait to see how this week goes and see what kind of news we get. You never know with college football, man. It's so awesome. So thank you so much. Thank you guys for all the questions, and we'll see you next week.